the Brandenburg Concerto, in this case number 3. Um, all the upbeat stuff in G major. It's really just a fun exercise to just follow along with a melody. I also like the Brandenburg Concertos because they have, this one especially because it has a nice steady pulse to it. So it's fun to play with. Let's give it a shot. That's fun to do. And it's not over yet. That is that. Whew. So why the Brandenburg Concerto? In this case, number 3 in G major. Well, apart from it having an incredible steady beat to it, you can do so much with it. It's all this stuff. It's all this sort of it's all the jumps from single little hits to rolling it back with double ups and double downs and things. So like sort of here. It's all those little flourishes that and it's a neat little thing because you develop the whole, how to control the bass on the back in the walking bass sort of thing. It's neat also because I use a hell of a lot of bottom end in this, hell of a lot of bottom end playing, but I also use a ton of top end stuff, and I'm using it in inverse of how I normally would use it in Irish music, where I'm mainly doing in Irish music, I'm now going that sort of thing. So I'm not using a top end or bottom end. I'm using a real blend of both and trying to get the most that I can out of this tiny little drum. And I specifically wanted to use a small 14-inch drum because the control of the bass is so easy. It's quick. You can tune up faster, and I'm tuned a little bit higher than I normally tune in order to stay in pitch with these guys. So that was fun. So I wonder what the next one will be. I don't know. Am I going to tackle another piece of classical music? Maybe Vivaldi, who's my favorite composer of all time, but we will see. I don't know. But I highly suggest anyone out there who's had spent enough time doing doubles, the back and forth on single-ended doubles. Also, if you're a carry player and can switch back and forth between the rolling triples and the doubles on the single end, you really should give some of the classical music and the Baroque stuff a try. I mean, Bach being a really good one. If you want to get into more of the romantic stuff, get into that too. But Baroque specifically, because it goes back and forth between being very complex and being not very complex. So back and forth, do that. Don't do Pachelbel's canon. That's just boring and too simple. You could probably, however, get a bunch of bodhran players to play along with Pachelbel's canon. One playing the very simple bit of beat and measure, and the other one sort of doing a little bit of a flourish, and the other person doing the inverse and the flourish and whatnot. And then it would be interesting. But as a solo piece, no, it's way too simple. It's way too easy. It's also way overplayed. So, yeah, I wouldn't bother. But Bach's really great because so much of his stuff follows in and out of fugue, which is really, really nice. So, again, try this out, seriously. Give it a shot and see how you can actively adjust to playing in melody. Peace.